Welcome back to the football rig, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a week. And now we are here to talk about Arsenal transfer window so far and how is it this summer. A lot to talk about, to be honest. A lot of bombas that came from Fabrizio Romano. There are plenty of topics to talk about Arsenal. I want to start with the most important aspect and news in this summer, which is a striker. Arsenal are seeking a striker, and we received a bomba from Fabrizio saying, "Here we go from the player side." And this is a huge news, guys. A huge news. And I'll be honest, I am so fond and respectful of what Gyokeres have done so far. He managed to, well, he didn't manage. He asked to even lower his demands when it comes to salary, just to ease the Arsenal move. I think, as per Fabrizio, he dropped around 2 million euros from his annual salary just to ease up the transfer to Arsenal. Now, this tells me one thing, and so this is something I really admire in Eucharist, which is the commitment. This gentleman has a commitment that he wants to join Arsenal by any means necessary, and this is good from many aspects. Nowadays in football, it's all about the salary, the contracts, and what's the best for the player, what's the best for the club. But I never seen, I would say, in the short span of the last 2 decades, a player that is so committed that he would drop his salary that much just to make the move happen. And going to the owner of Sporting Lisbon and tell them, "Hey, listen, I'm leaving. And the only place I'm leaving to is Arsenal Football Club." Now, this is something I haven't seen in football in very long time. Commitment is something that it's how can I say? It's something. Oh man, the word is out of. It's a currency that is not available in football nowadays, and this is very important, guys. And hit the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, drop the comments, and tell me what you think of the topic so far. Back to the topic. So the commitment from this player, Eucharist, it's something to be studied. This guy is so relentless and so reluctant to rejoin Sporting, and he wants to join Arsenal by any means necessary. For me, I'm happy. As an Arsenal fan, I'm off the roof, off the charts. I'm so happy with this signing. Of course, compared to Sesko, and we've been hovering on this, transfer saga of the striker of Arsenal between Sesko and between Gyokeres, and thank God it prevailed that Arsenal wanted Gyokeres. I'm so happy about this, and I hope it comes to fruition. I hope it materializes and it becomes true, right? And we see Gyokeres in an Arsenal shirt as soon as possible, preferably before the preseason. Though that kind of helps him kind of adapt to the club, to the teammates, to the club itself. I mean, it's very important to go through preseason. It helps a lot to transfer to the season smoothly, and it can start with Arsenal Football Club. Speaking of which, I think the contract will be somewhere, the fees that Arsenal is going to pay is around 59 million fixed fees, £1 million. That's what's been reported. Plus, it can reach up to 13 million of add-ons. So in euros, that's around 80 million euros. And I would say that's fair in the current transfer market and the value and the inflation of players, the cost of players currently, and especially in the striker department. So Gyokeres to Arsenal. I hope it happens soon. We agreed with the player. Now, what I heard, there's a convoy from Arsenal to Sporting. They're just discussing the final touches in the contract, and it will be an official "here we go" from Fabrizio Romano. What does that mean in Arsenal's season? It means that we are here to do something, and these kind of signings are the statements that Arsenal needed to send out to the football fans of the club, to the admirers of the club, to say, yes, we are here. We want to win something. We're not here just to compete. We don't want to go second again. We want to actually win something this season, and I'm so happy about it. Even though I don't want Arteta to stay, but he will stay. So, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Zir talks football. Shout out to you, man. But man, shout out to you, bro. it is important for Arsenal to show that we are serious about our football cup and we want to win something, right? Yeah, man, slap the like button, subscribe. Well, guys, when it comes to the signing so far, I'm gonna give the rate. If Gyokeres happens, I would give this transfer window 4 out of 10 so far. 4 out of 10. It's not much, and because we lack in a lot of departments, and we're gonna talk about the wing, the left wing and the right wing situation soon. But I just want to give the talks about Eucharist uh, enough time to actually grasp, because I'm happy. I'm thrilled to have such news. Really, it's been a while that I haven't gone in the social media platform and become so demoralized, and so like, what the fuck are we doing? And that's a segue basically to the next topic, which is the wing situation. None Madueke. What the F in hell are we doing? Haven't we learned from not signing Chelsea rejects? We're not learning from that. From top of my head, what I remember Peter Cech. I remember William. I remember Jorginho. Salam, salam, bro. I remember Jorginho. I remember so many flops from Chelsea, and Arsenal are signing them. Why are we signing such fucking bums? I don't get it. I really don't get it. And you know what's worse? What's worse in the Madueke situation? The worst part is that Chelsea is talking to Nwaneri, is trying to snatch Ethan Nwaneri from Arsenal. Can you believe if Nwaneri goes to Chelsea and Madueke comes to Arsenal? I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna lose my shit, man. Ah, bro, if we sign him and LFC manage to bring in Rodrigo, we will be cooked. Listen, man, I just said with the Joker signing, I give this transfer window so far 4 out of 10. If we sign a winger, okay, if we sign a winger, I'll take that to a 7 out of 10. That's how much I rate uh, the wing situation that we need. And I'm going to come to Rodrigo in a minute. But unfortunately, Madueke is the name that has been mentioned by Fabrizio and mentioned by the mainstream media that Arsenal are looking into. Excuse me. We actually agreed with him personal terms. And we've also read that Arsenal are preparing to offer a first bid. That means the club is serious. The club is serious to buy Madueke, man. What the fuck? Man, I cannot believe what's happening in Arsenal. Do we, as fans, generally as fans, now forget about Arsenal fans, forget about Chelsea fans, because we're gonna be biased on the situation. Now, you as a football fan, do you see that's logic for you to sell a prospect and a potential player like Nwaneri and take Madueke, a reject, so that you can fund Chelsea to even further improve their squad by buying Kudus or buying some other wingers? How the fuck does that make sense? Look, if that happens and we sell Nwaneri to Arsenal and we get Madueke, I know 100% certain I can say that Chelsea has something against Arsenal. That's it, man. You cannot convince me otherwise. There's no footballing argument that can convince me that Madueke to Arsenal and Nwaneri to Chelsea is a good exchange. It's impossible. It defines the laws of physics, the laws of nature. It defines it all. man, man, and I agree with you. They're selling me in Coco too. By the way, these guys are scammers. Wow. But hey, look, Zir. To be fair, and Kuku was thriving in the Bundesliga, and that's why they signed him in the first place. I don't know. I haven't watched him in the Bundesliga, but the hype that he came from the Bundesliga seemed that he's a true, legitimate, good player. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because the Nkuku that I've watched in Chelsea in the Premier League is utter shit. He's utter shit, man. He's bad. He's bad for any club. I wouldn't sign him even for 10 mil, man. He was, but injury prone. Ah, okay. Yeah. Yeah. I remember he was injured for quite some time. So I don't know, man. If you guys gonna buy in Kuku, meh. For me, it's a meh. I don't know about you, Zir. For me, it's a meh. For me, it's a meh. Yeah, the problem is injuries. Yeah, well, in this case, I understand the argument. If he's injury prone, that you cannot rely on the player. That's one of the traits that actually clubs look into the player, the injury record. If the injury record is bad, then it's not worth paying that much of money to the player that you're not going to get a lot out of him, and he's not that much reliable when it comes to the season, which I understand completely. But back to the topic, guys. I still cannot swallow the fact that we're looking into Madueke. I cannot swallow the fact that we are entertaining Chelsea asking about 1 year. If Chelsea comes to me as an Arsenal football director or something, man, I'm gonna show them some fingers that never existed in the history, man. But there's another thing that comes in my mind when it comes to the wingers in Arsenal, to be specific, which is Martinelli and Trossard. Martinelli and Trossard, I don't think we can go next season with these players, honestly speaking. And from what I've seen, Al Nasser, even Fabrizio reported this, that Al Nasser was interested in him, but the player does not seem to be interested. And to be honest, I wanted him to move to Saudi, and for one reason, for financial reasons. That's it. Because I think Al Nasser was going to offer 70, 80 mil, and I don't think any club will offer you the same amount. So that's why I would personally sell him to Saudi. Uh, Hold on. Did you see the report saying Arsenal are trying to include promising defender? Promising defender? Are you talking about Mosquera, the Valencia defender? If that's the guy, then yes, I've seen it, and that's because we also ripped off the contract of Tomiyasu, so we would need a defensive backup. Ah, okay, a swap deal, you mean? Okay, no, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that, Abud. I haven't seen that news that Arsenal wants to swap with Eze. Interesting. But I haven't talked about Eze, even though I think he's a very good player, because the news kind of died when it talking about surrounding about Eze. We just uh, talked to Crystal Palace, got a feel of the player, agree like personal terms and all that stuff. But I don't think we never took a serious step when it comes to club negotiation. That's what I think. I don't think we went to the next step. We just asked about the player. Hey, is that guy available? How much? And that's it. And that's it. We didn't really take the conversation further. I don't think we put a bid yet. I don't think we are thinking about it in this current moment. I think Arsenal are focusing on Gyokeres, and hopefully next for me is once the World Cup finishes, I want Arsenal to approach Real Madrid and try to sign Rodrigo, because I think that's the player we need to go for as a left winger, rather than this bum that we call Madueke. And also, yeah, I agree with you, Abud. We need the outgoings, and this is where I was talking about Trossard and Martinelli. I think one of those two will leave the club. Personally, I don't think we were. For me, I would sell them both. I would sell them both in a heartbeat. I would get Rodrigo, and then maybe if we get Rodrigo and we sell both these players, maybe I would think of Madueke. Not even then. I'm fucking around. I'm joking, man. No, not even then. I would not sign Madueke, man. I would sign somebody else. I'm sorry, man. This guy. I don't care about his versatility. I don't care about if he's Premier League proven. For me, nah, man. I'm good, man. I had a lot of Chelsea rejects in my club that I've seen that are bums, like Willian, like Jorginho, like Peter, like David Luiz. I mean, we never Sterling. Sterling is still there, man. Fuck, man. No. Chelsea are, you know, nicking a living out of Arsenal. I don't know how they managed to do that, really. I don't know how they managed to convince Arsenal, for example, to buy Havertz for 65 million. No fucking idea how. And how to manage to convince them to pay 1/3 of, if not 2/3 of the salaries of Sterling. I don't know how they convinced Arsenal board to do that, man. I'm sure they have something against them. Maybe the Kroenkes were I mean, let me just draw a big pause here and not say something because that might go so far. Swear at them, man. But if that happens, Madueke comes to Arsenal, I'm gonna go all in on the board. I'm gonna go all in on the board. I don't care, man, what happens. Monetization, fuckshation, I don't give a shit. This is my club, and I want what's best for my club. And I think those types of signings are not good for my club. They're actually bad for my club. Awful, awful, man, very awful. But when it comes to outgoing, yes, I think we need to recoup some of the money, and that's why I wanted Martinelli to leave. Martinelli, if he left, I think we would have gained a lot of money out of him. If you're talking about 70 million, I mean, wow, big wow for me, really big wow. But yeah, unfortunately, just want to quickly change the name to my name. I think it's better. Yeah, there we go. Better, much better. So, yeah, man, you hear some good news from one side, and this Madueke shit comes to you to the plate, and that's what tips and ticks you off, and it drives you nuts hearing such news, man. But let's see about Eze. The perfect scenario for me this summer for Arsenal: Gyokeres, Rodrigo, and Eze. I think if we sign all these three players, I think I would give this, and we top it, of course, with Mosquera, like a defending backup. Then I would say it's a 10 out of 10, or 9 out of 10 at least. 9 out of 10 is good, or 10 out of 10 also market for Arsenal. And then there's no excuse for Arteta not winning the league. There's no more excuses. The well is dry now. The well is completely dry. There's nothing you can say or do that can convince the fans that, oh, we're gonna wait another year for the process and all that stuff. You have all the tools. You have a fatal striker, a killer in front of the post, and a winger that is actually one of the top wingers in the whole world. And then also in the other side, in the right side, you have Saka. So Rodrigo, Gyokeres, and Saka. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Big wows, man. Big wows. I haven't seen Arsenal with such a big names. Even in PS5, man, they will be strong. I'll be choosing Arsenal even in the PlayStations, man. Wow, man. But again, what do you guys think? Leave it in the comments. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button, won't cost you anything. It helps the channel to grow. And again, tomorrow, there's a surprise. And I don't want to break it. I don't want to say it. I'm just gonna keep it as is, keeping the hush hush until it happens. But I think you guys are gonna love it. It's something new, something we're gonna work on, something we're gonna start and initiate, and I think it's gonna be the beginning of something marvelous in the YouTube world. So far, if we sign Mosquera, I think we need to sign Mosquera. And a lot of people say, why? You don't know the guy and all that stuff. I agree. But losing a defender like Tomiyasu, and you don't have a right-footed defender, I think that puts you in a spot. If anything happens to William Saliba, then you are really gonna be hammered when it comes to defensive options. You don't have much. You only have Kivior. Who else can play in that defender role? Nobody can play in the defensive role there in Arsenal as a right-footed. Nobody. It is all about the money, man. It is all about the money. But Gyokeres proved otherwise. I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to repeat it since you didn't hear it. I haven't seen a player that drops 2 million out of his salary just because he's that committed to Arsenal, because he wants to make the transfer easier and ease the process of the transfer. Do you at least agree with me that Gyokeres was an example of a commitment where he dropped 2 million out of his salary just to join Arsenal, which is showing a huge commitment from the player? I think that's something, man. I salute him. I salute him. In the same manner, just to keep myself consistent, like Kudus, for example. Kudus came out and he said he prefers to join Tottenham rather than Chelsea, and I don't think it's because of the money. It's just a matter he wanted to join Tottenham for whatever reason. I think they're flops, but whatever. that he's joining a club. He wants that particular club, and he told them that I want to join your project, your club. And I think nowadays you don't find such commitment from players. Players will just move where the best team are, where the money is, like you said, the best salary, the best league, and it's all about being greedy a little bit. But yeah, man, we're living in a time and world which is those are the factor that actually controls it. But hey, if you want money, KSA is offering. You can always come to KSA, man, and make a living. Oh man. And on that note, thank you everybody for tuning in. Hit the like button and subscribe. That is all from me for the updates for Arsenal today. And I hope we get Gyokeres over the line soon. I want to celebrate more. And I hope we stay far, far away from Madueke. As far the furthest point in this whole world, just stay away from Madueke. Please, Arsenal board. Please, Arteta, just veto your power and say no fucking way for Madueke. Please do that for the sake of football, for the sake of Arsenal, for the sake of me. If I mean anything to you, man. On that note, guys, I love you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great, great, great day.